Hi, and welcome back to Politica, where we focus on healthcare transparency, efficiency, and compliance. These are series of videos. This is video number 5, and in this video, I will show you what happens if you virtually move a hospital from one state to another. Does it improve or does it um, go down in its score? And so the idea here is, okay, if we had the exact same resources for this hospital that we looked at last video and we moved him to another state, what happened? This was a hospital that was originally in California. Well, actually the scores went down for this hospital. If we go back to California, where this hospital was originally located, and we located it back, you can see its scores went up 37 to 37. In other words, the hospital will perform less efficiently on an overall score. Its score value goes. In other words, there are more hospitals now that are better than it, so its score is down, which means that Ohio in general has a better hospital score for this type of hospital. So there, but moving forward, let's say if we had multiple hospitals we want to compare, we just don't want to compare Aurora. Let's say we have like 4 or 5 hospitals we want to compare, all right? So let's say we want to compare hospitals in multiple states, and let's start by saying, okay, so I'm going to start, let's say, in DC, Arizona, and let's say Alaska. So now at least I've reduced it down to these particular facilities. So Arizona, let's say Acadia, um, Arkansas, and Banner in Arizona. Let's see what else we have. Arkansas, Arizona, and let's see in DC what we can get. Here we go. There's one in DC. All right, non-for-profit. All right, there we go. So we have 4 hospitals, and we're going to collect them. We're going to select them for a specific year. Let's say 2022, and we get the dashboard. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we basically now have the KPIs for all these hospitals again. So this is Acadia, Arkansas, Banner, and so on and so forth. And if you were to look at their profitability for any given year, you can see that Acadia is showing total margin of 0.06, so that's about a 6% margin. Arkansas is showing a 1% margin. Banner is showing a 2% margin, and we have for not-for-profit showing a negative margin. In other words, they're in a loss. If you look at some other statistics that I like to look at, is their cash liquidity. The current ratio of liquidity for this hospital is 3, negative on cash on hand, 78 days on accounts receivable. And you can see this particular hospital for some reason has 334 days. So not too good. So not too good. And you can see the days on cash on hand go negative 151. Current ratio is 3.75. So they must have either cash that's coming in from debt servicing or something like that, or debt. But anyway, they're certainly not collecting based on numbers we're looking at. And then we have Banner, 197. Again, that's not a very good number. When we look over here, negative 25. That's actually is also not a very good number. So anyway, current ratio is good. And so we'll check and see what scores these guys get, right? So if you look at the scores, you can see that the overall score-wise, actually, Arkansas is at 53, Acadia is down to 36, and if you look, if we go down further to the right, we go further to the right, if you look at not-for-profit, score is 33. So and these are their scores in their states. In other words, that's what their scores were compared to Arizona, Arkansas, Arizona, and DC. But what happens if we moved all of them to DC? What happens then, right? Okay, this guy has just been moved to DC. It's 52 now. Let's move this guy to DC. went to 49. Let's move this guy to DC to 33. So now you can see that if you move these hospitals down to DC, depending on whether your scores goes up and down, you can then start to see how they compare to hospitals in DC, whether hospitals in DC are actually better in overall scoring or not. So this way, you know which states are more likely to give you better health care, and they may be the states to focus on in trying to understand why they're doing it better. But these are some of the ways you can look at the stuff, and we provide a full set of customizable KPIs. So if you want your own KPIs in there, we can do that. If you want your own data in there, we can integrate all that. But anyway, look forward to hearing from you. Go to Colitica.com, take a look at our website, and thanks again for watching.